Hello folks, I hope you're all doing extremely well in these difficult times we live in. I'm going to go as fast as I can in a pretty difficult subject to discuss in one video of a few minutes because books have been written on this subject. I'm going to talk about how to use triad pairs in your playing in order to produce the sound of scales without actually playing the scales. So, really fast, what is a triad? It's the basic three notes of a chord. If we're talking for major chord, it's the root, the major third and the perfect fifth. We're talking for a minor chord, we have the root, the minor third and the perfect fifth, and so on and so forth. So when you combine those, you can actually, if those two triads that you're gonna use are not sharing any common tones, what you get is a hexatonic. So deriving from different modes, we can get different pairs of triads that will give us different colors. For this video I played a small etude which you can find on the link in the description for free. You can download it. The tablature is there, the standard notation is there, and I'm also writing down which triads I'm using over each bar. This etude was just two circles of a 12-bar blues in A. So what's the 12-bar blues in A? It's basically this. We have three basic chords, the A7, the D7 and the A7, and we have on the first bar A7, second bar D7, third bar and fourth bar A7 again. Then for the fifth bar and the sixth we have D7, seventh and eighth bar we have the A7 again. For the ninth bar we have the E7, 10th bar D7, then back to the A7 for the 11th bar and back to the E for the 12th and final bar of the circle. This is called 12-bar blues. So I'm playing over this type of backing track twice. On the first circle I'm keeping things as simple as possible within the subject. So I'm playing for each of those dominant seventh chords, I'm playing the respective mixolydian mode from the same key as the chord. That means that over the A7 chord I'm playing the A mixolydian mode, and then over the D7 I'm playing the D mixolydian mode. Over the E I'm playing, you guessed it, E mixolydian mode. But instead of playing the whole scale, I'm just using triads, major triads, to describe the sound of the mixolydian mode. What I'm doing is I'm playing a major triad from the root of the chord. For example, over the A chord, I'm playing an A major triad, and I'm combining this with a G major triad. That is one major triad, a whole step behind my root. So I'm playing G. So this is it. A major and then G major. Now there are many ways to do that, but what I'm doing here is I'm trying not to repeat the same motifs, the same shapes like this. For example, this is not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to voice lead through the change, through the combination of those two triads, and trying to voice lead the last note of each triad with the first note of the other one. I will get in more details about that in another video maybe, because it's a difficult subject to discuss here. So for the whole first half of this solo, you have for each chord a major triad from the same root and the major triad a whole step back. So for the D7 I'm playing D chord and C chord, D major, C major, and for the E chord I'm playing E major and D major. Now there's just one small part of on the first circle, that's the fourth bar. On the fourth bar we still have an A7 chord, but what I'm playing is something like this. So this is a C major chord, and this is again an A major. So one of you might ask, why C? You said you were just using G and A for the A7. Well, for this particular bar, what I did was I borrowed from the A half-whole diminished scale two triads, a minor third apart, an A major and a C major, and this can be done with different triads as well. I could also play minor triads, I could also play an E flat, I could also play an F sharp major or minor triad, but this is another topic. So this is what I did for the first half of the 12 bar blues. For the second half I tried to go for a more sick sound, not so standard choices for the notes, and what I did was I used mostly the Lydian dominant scales from each key. So for A7 on the second circle I used A Lydian dominant. Difference with the Mixolydian is this note, the E flat. So in A Mixolydian we have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. But on the A Lydian dominant scale we have A, B, C sharp, E flat, D sharp, sorry, A, F sharp, G, and A again. So instead of the Mixolydian mode I used this scale, which is a little more sophisticated to my ears because it has the flat 5 interval right here, and I did the same for the other keys as well, with a few exceptions. For example, I played for the first bar of the second cycle A major and B major, and this gives us the Lydian kind of sound. I did the same for the D chord, and I played a D major and an E major for this one, and then for the third bar I played A and B again. But for the fourth bar of the A7 chord I went with A minor and E flat minor. So, and this is not a standard kind of sound, but it derives from the A half-whole diminished scale again. I mentioned it before. I'm playing two minor triads, a triad apart, and it's a harsh sound, I know, especially if you've never heard it before, but I liked it, so there you have it. Then for the fifth bar I went back to the D and A again, and for the which one is it? Seventh and eighth bar I went back to the A and B again. This is the A, for example, and this is the B, and then back to the A and back to the B. But then when the 5 chord came, I used the triton again, and I played an E minor triad and the B flat minor triad for the first time, so to create more tension. That was this was the part. And then I went for the D chord back to the D and A again. For the A I went back to the A and B, and lastly on the very final bar of the Etude I played for the A chord an E major and the B flat major, which is a more standard sound. You probably heard it before. This is it. It's when you play and it derives from the diminished scale once again. So you can download the PDF file and the guitar profile from the link below. Feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. I'm not playing the whole thing because I think it's not really important, since I've given you the tablature and the notation, and I've written down the triads that I'm using over each bar. But still, if you want to reach out to ask me anything, feel free to do so in the comment section. Let me know if you liked it, let me know this video, let me know if you didn't like it, so that I can produce something better in the future maybe. In any case, if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel to support me. You can also share the video with your friends, and thank you very, very much for watching it. I'm going to try to produce more videos soon. That's it for today. Hope to see you soon. Cheers.